All right, you guys, I'm super excited because I've been kind of taking a little bit of a break, not from TikTok, but just from talking about TikTok, from sharing value, giving tutorials specifically on TikTok. So it feels really good to be back. So we're going to dive on in today, and I'm going to share with you guys 5 steps that you can use literally today, literally over this next week, to gain 10,000 followers in the next 24 hours, because I'm willing to bet that you have felt stuck, or you've been creating videos, you're getting low views, you're at a place where you're starting to wonder if you even know how to TikTok, you're deciding whether or not you're gonna delete your account and start over. We're gonna dive on in. So as you hop on, say hello, comment in the chat, feel free to share your TikTok handle in the comments below, and feel free to ask some questions because it will help me to know what type of tutorials and content to create for the future. So drop all your questions below. Okay, so a couple important disclaimers. A lot of times people say, for example, they'll say here's how I grew by 100,000 followers in 24 hours. And it is possible. I want to be super clear. It is possible, but there is a cost to making that happen. So for example, one time I did, it was 40 videos in 4 hours. And you know what? I was burnt out on content creation. 40 videos in one day was so much. If I didn't have kids and TikTok was my life and it was the only way that I was building my business, I could probably make that happen again. But I wanted to give you guys realistic numbers based on what I've actually done and what I've helped other people to do. Fair? So everything's gonna be super realistic, okay? So we're not gonna talk about how to gain 100,000 followers in 24 hours because truth be told, that's not the norm, and that is honestly setting you up for a recipe for burnout. Some people do gain 100,000 followers in 24 hours, but it's usually through creating so much content that they could barely see straight the next day. Cool? Okay, the second thing I want to share with you guys, and this is super important, then we'll dive into 5 steps to gain 10,000 followers on TikTok in 24 hours, maybe 48, is that just having a lot of followers doesn't mean you always grow. One of the interesting things about this machine is it's different than YouTube. So for example, on YouTube, you can produce content and then sometimes you can just step away and you'll still get momentum on your videos. That's not always the case, but oftentimes that is the case. Same thing on IG Reels. You create your content, you post it. If you take a week off, it's not the end of the world. On TikTok, there's a very different effect that happens. When you step away from TikTok for a week, you will discover that your views will absolutely tank, your followers will slow down. TikTok has intentionally programmed us and rewarded us for being active on this platform. So if you take a week off, it's okay. And I do it sometimes too, you guys, because hello, real life. If you take time off, just remember that it's gonna slow everything down. So I don't wanna give you a recipe that's gonna lead to burnout and create a worse cycle moving forward, okay? But having a lot of followers doesn't just mean you are always growing and always gaining more followers, cool? Now, I'm gonna share with you guys 5 steps for gaining followers in the next 24 hours. You guys ready for this? You ready for it? Drop a yes if you're excited, because I sure am. But more importantly, at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you a bonus step that's super powerful, as well as some resources to jumpstart your growth. Okay, so the first thing, step 1, drop a 1 in the chat if you're paying attention. So we've got step 1 is to follow this simple formula. You ready for it? It goes hook, value, call to action. The hook is the thing that happens in the first couple of seconds that grabs people's attention. And the interesting thing is, while entertainers and influencers and comedians are really naturally good at this most of the time, for business owners and for people who are freelancers, for those of us who are using TikTok to ultimately build our personal brands for business, you have to be intentional with your hook, because a lot of times we lose people in the first 3 seconds and then they never have the chance to become a follower because they're not there watching and falling in love with you. So the value is, I'll talk about that in the next point, or in the next 2 points in just a second, but the value is all about sharing something that actually supports people. And this is really easy for those of us that run businesses, because what's wild is we all have expertise and knowledge that we take for granted. For example, someone taught me how to create a graphic on IG stories without ever leaving the IG app. And I was like, that is mind-blowingly simple. That is so genius. And she was like, really? I thought everyone knew it. So we forget that the information that we have and the skills and and the strategies and tactics that we know can impact people. So I want to challenge you to put that value out there, because sometimes simple twists or simple tricks or tactics can be really, really helpful for people. And the third step, this always freaks people out when I say call to action, aka the CTA, is you don't have to say, let's get married today.
In fact, there's a question I've been meaning to ask you.
All right. As long as it's not, will you marry me?
That's not the kind of CTA you have to use. You don't have to say, you have to spend $20,000 with me right here, right now. What you can say is simple. Follow for more. It's that simple. Follow for more. Everyone can say it. It's just 3 words. Follow for more. In fact, say it with me real fast. Follow for more. Beautiful. Let's go to step number 2. This is really important. Make sure that if you are on a sprint to gain 10,000 followers in 24 hours, that your content contains value. Now, are there ways to build without having value or education in your videos? Yeah, there are. But I will tell you, this is one of the fastest ways to grow, especially as a business owner, as a service provider. It is amazingly powerful for us to share the value that we know. And sometimes people shy away because they're like, what if someone else says like I'm wrong? That's okay, let them. McDonald's looks at Burger King and says you're doing it all wrong, and Burger King looks at McDonald's and says you're doing it all wrong. Now, personally, I would listen to the brand that sold more burgers, but at the same time, just remember that everyone's going to have different viewpoints. It's okay. So share value confidently, and if you don't know how to do it, literally, you can watch videos of people whose confidence you can borrow. Cool? Number 3, drop a 3 if you're paying attention. I know you guys missed number 2. It was value. Go to number 3. So drop a 3 if you're paying attention, and that is use listicles. Now, this is super important. A listicle is basically the format for every piece of content you've pretty much ever seen. For example, this is 5 steps, how to gain 10,000 followers in 24 hours. The 5 steps is the listicle. You see it in blog posts, you see it in YouTube videos, you're seeing it in TikToks. You may not have even realized that that's what it was up until this point. But listicles work because it lets people know there's not just one nugget of gold here. There's not just one aha to be had. So when you dive into creating listicles as the value of your video, what happens is people say, okay, even if I already knew tips or steps 1 and 2, step 3 was super valuable. It tells people there's more than one piece of value here, so they'll pay attention for longer, especially if you hit them with your best value in the first one and in the last one. Okay, so make sure that you do listicle style because it is a game changer for business, okay? Now, real fast, in case anyone is like, wait a second, all of this is related to businesses. Yes, absolutely. I teach TikTok for business. Influencers are totally different ballgame because it's so generally based on personality, but personal brands are a part of that business umbrella. So truth be told, influencers really could see their brands as businesses, but that's a whole topic for a whole nother day, and I could like rant and talk about it all day. So step number 4, drop a 4 if you're paying attention, and that is be short and concise. A lot of times people will share like, here's the piece of value I'm going to share. And then they tell this like really long story, and you lose most people in the time that it takes. You need people to experience the actual value. So keep things as short as you can, even if it means you have to practice line by line. So I'm a fan of literally going line by line and recording each one as concisely as I can. In this video, I'm going to share with you X, Y, and Z. So keep it short. Keep it short. So only have your thumb recording while you're talking, and then you want it to end. You don't want there to be big open spaces in between sentences. It's okay if it even clips off the end of words because you can correct it in your captions. Cool? All right, no, and I'm gonna share one more thing inside of there. Here's a little bonus tip on number 4. And then at the end of this, you guys, I'm gonna share with you something that is gonna jumpstart your growth instantly. Trust me on this one. This is one of those where I say, I know you don't know me super well, but trust me on this one. It's free value. All right, number 4, we're gonna stay on number 4 for 1 second, and this is really, really, really big, okay? It's okay if you don't answer every single question in your content. It's okay if people ask questions. It's okay if people start a conversation in the comments beneath that. All that engagement is gonna bump all of your videos up. Cool? Cool. Awesome. It's okay. Let people want to know more. Let them ask questions. So let's go to number 5. Okay, so real fast, if you're watching this, the advice that I'm sharing right here, right now, is not for just consistent, normal, run-of-the-mill growth. Got it? Drop a yes if you understand and you're like, okay, this is totally fine. This is totally fine. Okay, this is for big, massive growth. And in case you're looking at me and you're saying, yeah, but Rachel, you've slowed down in growth this week. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been following this system because life has been intense these last couple of weeks and TikTok just simply hasn't been my main priority. But just watch what happens over this next month. You guys ready for it? So what I want to share with you, this is important, is if you're in mega growth mode specifically, if you're not, close your ears, shut this video, don't watch if you do not want mega growth. I triple dog dare you, I challenge you to create consistent content. Generally speaking, there's a sweet spot in there. If I produce 7 to 10 videos per day, I notice immediately within 24 hours, my growth spikes, and I'm talking exponential spikes. This is when the first day I'm growing by 7,000 followers. The second day I'm growing by 17,000. I grew once by 21,000 followers in a single day. So this creates massive spikes in your growth. So go 7 to 10 videos for mega growth mode. And I know some people would say, yeah, but so-and-so says quality over quantity. But the tough part is you don't know what's going to hit until you put it out there. If you watch the people who are growing exponentially, they put stuff out there that flops and that doesn't do well. They're not afraid to fail. They're not scared if something gets no views. It's okay. Watch what Gary Vee does. He puts out quantity, and somewhere in there lies the quality. But each person decides what the quality is for them, because even as you guys are listening to me right now, you're all going to have different ahas and takeaways. So the wild part is if you go 7 to 10 per day in extreme growth mode, and I don't want to hear anyone complaining about this because this is literally for extreme growth mode, and I told you not to watch if you don't want extreme growth. Go 7 to 10 a day and watch as your business absolutely explodes from TikTok, okay? Now here's the bonus tip, and then I'm gonna give you guys something super useful that's an absolute game changer. So here's the bonus. After you create your videos, you do not need to space your videos out, just pump them all out because it's a non-chronological order platform. Got it? It's a non-chronological order platform. That means that not every one of your followers is gonna see every one of your videos in order. It means that the videos that perform well fast will quickly take off, and the ones that don't may take off later. That's okay. It's also a delayed release platform. They re-release your videos to the For You page over time, so it's really powerful. So once you've posted your videos and you're done and you're like, okay, cool, I got my videos for the day, go on your For You page, not the people that you follow, the For You page, and engage for 10 or 20 minutes. Leave a meaningful comment on each of the videos on your For You page. Sometimes mine are just encouraging comments over and over and over again, but leave thought-filled, not spam comments on the videos on your For You page. Now, here's the big thing. Okay, you ready for this? Here is the big thing. The more time that you spend engaging with other people, a magical thing happens. It might be the law of reciprocity, but people come back to you, and not just people, but people who follow those people. So what I highly recommend is that the more time you can spend engaging with people after you create your content, and this is specifically for massive growth mode only, go engage with people. So I literally, in the evenings, I turn on my treadmill and I watch my trashy TV shows, and I walk on the treadmill for 60 minutes, and I do a lot of engaging while I'm on the treadmill because it's something I can do while also getting my workout in, and I power walk. But all this to say, that's a bonus. Okay, you guys ready for this? Drop a yes if you want next level strategy. So in the comments or the bio beneath this video, I am sharing with you guys 10 hooks that I 10 out of 10 recommend that you use every single day. Like, use some of these. You can use all of them if you want. I mean, goodness gracious, every person who uses these is like, whoa, I didn't expect how well these were gonna work. So the truth is, if you've ever seen someone on TikTok doing a video that's like, I studied 900 and XXX amount of viral videos, that came from me. So I created that. I studied 937 viral videos and identified patterns specifically for business owners in the hooks that perform every single time. You got this? These are the hooks that perform every single time, specifically for business owners, specifically for people who want to grow their leads and their sales using TikTok and building an awesome community and having some fun along the way, and maybe even learning to dance, but you don't have to. I'm gonna drop these in the comments and in the bio beneath this video. So I 10 out of 10 recommend that you use these. What you're basically gonna do is they're Mad Lib style. So plug in what it is that you do in here. So for example, number one is the best technique I've ever done. The best social media post I've ever done, the best email I've ever written, the best facial I ever gave, the best extensions ever. 10x, fill in the blank, tool types. What tool types are they? Hair salon tools, the best hairstyling tools, the best round brushes, the best hashtag tools that I've ever used. So go use these. That is my gift to you. I know it's going to be an amazing week. And if you want to see more video from me about TikTok, drop a yes in the comments. I will catch you guys later. Bye, everybody.